All right, so today I'm going to talk about my experience with phalloplasty, particularly alt, like when you use your thigh instead of your forearm for the like donor site. So here's the thing. I'm going to tell you everything that I can remember from my experience personally, because I wish that somebody told me everything that I'm about to tell you. I wish somebody told me so I wouldn't be in the dark about it. So first things first. I'm just gonna talk about when I woke up from surgery. Okay. So when I first woke up, I felt like I got hit by a truck and a train with like a bull on its back, and somebody just went like just Hulk smashed on my ass. It was terrible. Worst pain I ever felt in my life. And that's like just waking up. I literally opened my eyes and I was like, ah. I was like, no, no, no. And then because I had the complication on my leg, I was so excited. I didn't know yet, right? So right when I was gonna look at myself to see, I was like, ooh, I got a shiny new penis, you know? They were like, okay, so you did have a complication, and the nerves in your legs were not as good, so whatever. So we have to try again, or we have to use your forearm. And I refused to use my arm. There was no way that they were gonna use my arm. So when I looked down, I was like, okay, well, I have balls, and that's it. That's all I had. All I had was balls. And but now if you use your leg, I believe that they actually they do like nerve mapping or whatever, so you guys won't have the same problem that I've had. But well, it depends on what surgeon you go to, but they definitely should, because they're gonna sew you open and take your flap off and be like, hey, this is not good, and they're gonna smack it right back on, sew it back on. So that happened to me, and that sucked. But after I actually got the surgery done, I was so constipated. I was on so much pain medicine the whole entire time, every single day, all day, every day. The most uncomfortable was that after I had actually got the surgery done, I couldn't move. I was in the bed. I was in the hospital bed, and I could not move anything. I could like go like this on my shoulders, and I couldn't go up all the way. I couldn't even turn to my side by myself. I had to take a dump. That sounds gross. I had to void my bowels in a, what's it called, bedpan. So I was like pooping in a bedpan, and it was so awkward because I just had surgery, and you gotta like hold yourself together, and then you gotta like roll over, and then a nurse goes and puts a pot under your butt so you can take a shit. And that's if you can shit, because it's the worst pain of your life. It was the most, it was a bad poop experience. It was so bad. So before you leave the hospital, you have to poop. You have to walk. Not like walk, because you're not going to. You're going to be like that. You're going to go super slow. And so basically how I was walking, which they were like, okay, that's good, you walked today. I was like, I had catheter bag, and the nurse was holding everything. I was like, just like walking like this. And I was like, whew, that was a lot of work. I was building up a sweat, and then I'm like shaking, because I'm like, my dick is gonna fall off on the floor. It feels like it's gonna fall off all the time when you walk. Not now, but back then, I was like just holding myself. I was like, I was so afraid my dick was gonna like just drop on the floor, but it doesn't. That's what they said, but I still thought it was going to, because it did not feel right. So first day at the hospital, I really wanted to I really actually wanted to go out. I want to see San Francisco. You know, I was in hospital for like 2 weeks because of my complication, and it fucking sucked. So my friend Samantha came, and she got me, and so she was like, oh, let's go to Chinatown. I was like, awesome. Before that, make sure you have somebody to take care of you the whole entire time, because after I say the whole story, you're gonna be like, holy shit, who's gonna take care of me for a whole fucking month? But after I didn't know how bad walking was gonna feel, so I thought that, you know, I would be in pain, but I could still, like, you know, walk out of the hospital. Not the case. not the case at all, because I actually had to get I had to rent a wheelchair. I could not walk. It was gonna be impossible. I couldn't even walk from my bed to the bathroom. So so with that being said, I ended up getting a wheelchair, and it was like it wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $10 a day or something like that. Which you could rent a car for like $12 a day. But I'm over here renting a wheelchair just so I can be mobile. So fast forward to we got an Uber. We already had all my medication and everything that I needed to have. And so when the time came to it, we went to Chinatown, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in my wheelchair. She's pushing me up all these steep ass hills and shit, because San Francisco's like hills everywhere. And so she's pushing me up the hills, and then for some reason my body was like, hey Gabe, look behind you. So I look behind me, and I see a long trail of pee. My catheter bag popped open, and I was just making a trail of piss right behind me. And I cried like a little bitch. I cried. I was like, ah! I was like, what the fuck do I do? So she tried to go in like some place, and like she ended up getting a plastic bag from a store and putting my catheter bag in a plastic bag, and I was still dripping pee everywhere. I guess there was a hole in the bag because it was a shitty bag, but it sucked. So we go to a hotel, and it's like probably like 6 or 7 because we had to wait for check-in. I think it was like at 4 or something. It was pretty late, and so we went to a hotel, and I was like, all right, well, you know, I really want to bathe, but your bath is not a real bath. You're gonna get like a rag, and you're gonna go like this, and that's all you're gonna do. And then somebody else is gonna go and wash the rest of you, because you can't touch your toes unless you're super fucking flexible. You can't touch your legs because they hurt. Like they hurt so bad. Your legs are gonna hurt so fucking bad. You're gonna be like, just fucking cut my legs off. I don't even care anymore. I didn't even want legs. Like, just chop them off. I'm ready. I'm ready. It's okay. Chop them legs off. So I'm making light of it, but in fact it sucks. It sucks so fucking bad. And I forgot that I was not trying to curse in this video at all, or any of my videos, but I've noticed that I've cursed a effing lot, so I apologize, but I'll try to refrain from cursing, because I don't know who's watching this, and hopefully not my mom or anybody I know, because it's super fucking awkward. But so when I actually went to the hotel, my friend got me the rag, and the hotel is super small, so I was just stuck to the bed, because I was in a wheelchair, so I really couldn't do anything. But she put me in the wheelchair. Literally, she put me in the wheelchair, because I can only go like this. I can't use any of my legs or anything. Like, when I was in the wheelchair, I had to, like, go like this with my legs, and go like this with my legs, like, just to put them on whatever, the foot part. And, so, after that had happened, hold on. Alright, cool. So, after that had happened, she noticed, she flipped up the blanket. She was like, oh, Gabe, go into the blanket, whatever. And, hotel had bed bugs. So, we had to actually, get another hotel, and we didn't find another hotel for about like 5 more hours, because we tried to get another one, and then that hotel, they were like, oh, we were all overbooked, so we had to like be on a phone for Expedia. We finally got a hotel, and it was so nice, but not worth it. So we went to bed, whatever, blah blah blah. And that day, we'll fast forward like 5 days. Everything is like super painful the whole entire time. So 5 days passed or something like that. And every Uber that we got into, I had to like bring blankets with me, and I had to bring like sit on a towel or something, because I was bleeding everywhere. You're gonna bleed everywhere. You're gonna smell bad, like dried blood and pus and weird body fluids. You stink so bad. I stunk so bad, like I've never ever smelled in my life. It's like, it's just so bad. It's like you smell like dirty pennies. It was so gross. And just like wiping everything all day. Like you can't shower for like almost like 2.5 weeks or something like that. But then it's so bad just not being able to shower, and the only shower I could do was like this, or like stick my toes in the bath, and that felt awesome. Just sticking my feet in a bath, I was like, I'm clean. Like I felt so dirty that just that was like the best feeling in the world. And so 5 days after, I felt really motivated to do things. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to walk 20 minutes today. I'm going to go in the wheelchair with no help. I'm going to put my socks on. I'm going to brush my teeth. I said all these normal things that I took for granted when I wasn't healing. Took all of it for granted. And I didn't do any of that stuff for myself. I really wanted to brush my teeth, and I would do anything brush my teeth by myself. Because usually my friend, she would bring me a bowl of water. She would bring my toothpaste on top of the toothbrush already. Like I can do anything. And so I really wanted to, but the wheelchair and how the hotel was set up is that it was not wheelchair friendly. And so I had to get up. I got up just like this because I can't like go straight. No, it wasn't gonna happen. Got up like this, and I had like a tube coming from here. I had 2 tubes, one out of my balls, one out of my dick, my penis. I mean, because I'm not cursing anymore. And you can't hold everything and then hold up yourself like this. It's gonna be impossible. And so I was holding my catheter bag and my tubes, and I was like, Sam, I need help. She was like, what? Why? I need you to hold me. What do you mean, hold you? Well, what do you want me to do? You gotta hold my dick because I can't walk because it's gonna fall off. It's like, it's not gonna fall off. I'm like, yes it is, just hold me. And so she was like, wrapped it in like, we made like a little hammock out of what was it, like a washcloth. So she was like holding me like this. So she was like this holding me, and I was holding my bags. And then I put my bags down, and then I'm at the sink. She was like, okay, can you hold yourself now? Like, how am I supposed to hold myself if I gotta brush my teeth? So she was holding me, and I'm like this. I'm like, look, Sam, I'm brushing my teeth. She was, yeah. We had a lot of fun, I think. I don't know. But, so yeah, it's that bad that I had to have somebody hold my dick just so I can brush my teeth like a regular person. But it wasn't fucking regular. It was the worst ever. So, yeah, pain sucks. You can't do anything for yourself. You're going to be in a wheelchair for a long time. Remember that you have bills, and you have to save a lot of money for those bills, because I could not work for about, I want to say like a good 2.5 months. The first month, I was in California the whole time the first month, and there was no way that I could ever work that first month. Even if I did the surgery in Florida where I live, no way that I could work. Impossible. I couldn't even bend down. When I got out the hospital, I couldn't walk. I couldn't really do anything at all. And no, when I got home to Florida, I couldn't do anything for myself. Sorry it's running a little long. I just really want you guys to know what you're getting yourself into, because I wish somebody fucking told me all of this, because I went in blind. I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna hurt, or it's gonna do this. And the doctor's like, yeah, you'll be in some pain. It's a lot of pain. It's not some pain, it's a lot. But besides that fact, so when I went to when I came back, I was just in bed for like a good month. And then even when I was in Florida, I smelled so bad still, because you're like leaking through weird places, and you're still like, I don't want to say you're bleeding, but like you still got some weird smells. And my last doctor's appointment in California, when I was still there, my urethra closed and I could not pee. So I was peeing out of a catheter for like 3 months until my second stage. Until my second stage, and it was, I think, like 2 or 3 months later. But living with a catheter is so depressing. It sucks. You're gonna have a bag stuck to you, or you're gonna have a tube. You're gonna keep getting like UTIs all the time. It hurts, like your stomach hurts. You can constantly feel the tube inside you the whole entire time that it's there. When I pulled my tube out by myself, I was like, it was the best feeling that I ever had. Best feeling I ever had in my life. But yeah, what I have to say is a lot of people tell me that they don't want the surgery because complications. But if you don't want a surgery because of complications fix. They're not a complication forever. It will get fixed eventually. So it's either, do you want to go through this or do you not want to? If you're afraid of a complication, then you're like, oh, well, complications. Okay, well, you could get hit by a bus tomorrow. That's a complication. Like, I don't really know. I don't think complication, like, it's a big thing, but what do you really want? Do you want to stay with a vagina your whole life, or do you want to move on and fucking, you may have a complication. It's a good chance you're gonna have a complication, but just be ready. I also want to talk about, I also want to point out the fact that, come on, guys. Boomy. So I also want to point out the fact that this is weird, but every time I go through a like an airport and they do that X-ray thing, my dick makes it go off every single time, and they always stop me. Maybe it's because I don't know. Like, my dick is big. It always goes off, and they always have to like search me like this, like on my waist. It's a little embarrassing. 100% of the time, I will make the X-ray go off, and it's a little embarrassing. But I make a joke. I'm like, haha, it's because my dick's too big. You know, I'm like, that's the real reason. But it's not, I'm not saying that it's super big, but it's like, I'm like probably like this. It's like this, and it's like that. So it's like, whatever. But so yeah. And there was one more thing that I really want to talk about. Mentally, you need to be aware of what's happening. And I went through a worse depression. I wanted to die every day I was in California from the surgery. It was so bad. You just can't do anything for yourself. It's like you're just wasting away, just in a bed doing nothing. And like, your friends will be there for you and they'll text you, but they're not going to be there for you every single day. You're just going to, I felt like I was annoying people because I couldn't do anything, and I was just like, I'll never cry, but when my catheter bag popped, I cried. And when I was just so depressed in a hotel room, like, you're not even at home, you're living in a hotel, all your stuff is all over the place. You got to eat out all the time. You don't get cooked meals. Like, hopefully you guys have someone to like stay with, because living in a hotel sucks. Just don't do it. It sucks. I had my mom with me the whole time, and it was still it was so bad. It was so bad. I don't know. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. I wouldn't wish any of this on anybody, but you have to do what you have to do to get to where you want to be at. But just mentally, you have to be prepared. That's the biggest thing that I want to say, is that just know you're going to look at yourself and you'll be like, what the fuck did I do to myself? What did I do? You're like, nobody's going to love me. Look at me. I'm a fucking hot mess. Scars everywhere. I got this thing hanging from me, and it's so big and in the way. But after I had second stage and all my swelling went down, I was like, okay, cool. I'm like, I could work with this now. But when you first get it, don't expect it to look nice, then don't expect you to like how it even looks. Because then, well, if you do, that's awesome. But if you don't like how it looks, let it heal, because that's a big part of it. You have to let it heal. It's not going to be super thick forever. And yeah, it looked weird. It didn't have a head on it. It was just like a cylinder. And then when I got a head, I was like, yeah, I was like, I got a penis now. But it looked a lot better. I think that's it. I think that's all I want to say. But yeah. Thanks, guys, for watching all my videos. I just want to say, all right, awesome.